Hey everybody, Gigi Sparkle here, the transgender goddess of happiness, and going to discuss a little bit of my story, of why I waited so long to come out, and um, the little things that I gave away, um, like my transgenderishness um, through high school. Um, so yeah, I've known since I was about 4 years old. Um, Predominantly at 5, uh, after my sister was born, that things that I wasn't expressed properly. I hated getting my hair cut, and my mom would always give me the boys cut, and I hated that. I've never been comfortable with sir or Mr. Like every time I heard those phrases or like terms, those pronouns, it made me uncomfortable. Um, I, I just always had this uncomfortable, settling feeling in my gut, in my stomach, that wasn't right. And when people would misgender me as Miss or Ma'am, I would feel elation and like little like happy butterflies in the stomach, and it was so weird. Um, it's weird to get misgendered as a teenager with your mom, like going shopping, and it would be like, oh my gosh, are you two sisters? Like, and I never had long hair before. Like, my mom would never let me have long hair, so it was always weird to be like, oh my gosh, like, are you two sisters? Or your sister looks so amazing. When they're talking to me, talking to my mom, and like, it's really odd, but it was always that feeling of elation. It felt great. It felt good. It felt positive. Um, and whenever I had girlfriends, they would call me out roughly around like the second date. Because they're like, why is it taking you so long to get ready? Or, are you wearing makeup? Like, why are you wearing makeup? And I would just always be like, it just makes me feel better. Well, there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup, right? And then, and one totally completely new. Um, so one is like my good friend now, and she knew, or she, like, we broke up early on. Like we dated for like 2 weeks, like wasn't long at all, um, and pretty much broke up. And like, I can't quite remember the words she used, um, but she knew off the bat. Like, she said like stuff like, I would love to go shopping with you, like I love like you as a friend, um, you know, I want you to still be in my life, as my girlfriend. And like, and, and she's like, oh, I didn't mean like that, but um, like, she saw me as like a shopping buddy. um, and then one girlfriend after high school, my first year of college, flat out called me out on it, and she's like, here, put these on, and like gave me her clothes to wear. And she's like, yeah, that looks much better. Well, you need to just be you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I I know that you're hiding, but it's okay. Like, you don't have to hide with me. And so like, it was nice whenever I was with her, I was able to be me. Um, she gave me her clothes to wear. We'd go hang out. We'd go to the movies. We'd go to the mall. Um, and and even after we had broke up, I still didn't feel comfortable enough to come out, and be myself. Um, like it felt so amazing being with her and being like myself. That was amazing. Um, she, like she empowered me to be myself. It was nice, but like it was her and then our best friend. Um, we'll just say I can't. Let's just call her Jess. Her name's not Jess, but I'll call her Jess. um, because I can't even say her name because my ex-wife's had the same name. um, but like it was nice because we'd have like sleepovers, and I would do their makeup or their hair. Jess, I actually did a finger wave for Jess for her prom um, because no one else would do it. And I'm like, it's not that difficult. um, and yeah, I never had gone to cosmetology school. I never went to hair school or anything like that. I just saw the photos and I was like, yeah, I could do that. Give me the hairspray. Let's go. I can make that happen. Um, and yeah, her hair was just freaking amazing. She had an epic, like, short bob finger wave hairstyle going on, and it was exactly what she wanted. And not to say, that men can't be hairstylists. It's just the fact that I was able to do it, like, we were wearing dresses, so it's fun. So, like, we all had our dresses for just getting dressed up and done up. Um, I didn't go to that prom. That was, again, I wasn't in high school at the time. I was in college. And they were my friends from the year before. And they were juniors, and so now they were seniors. And so I was still friends with them. And I was still dating Allison. I was still dating Allison, who was the one who helped me just be myself and allowed me to be myself. And yeah, she was like totally epic for just let me be me. Before time I had any idea or inkling what transgender was, I had no clue what it was. I didn't realize that I was trans at the time. I just realized that, you know, I was more woman than man. So, and that was an amazing year. That was in 1999, um, where I pretty much got to live half the year, half of my life, or I guess a quarter of it realistically, as a woman with my girlfriend and my best friend. And it was amazing. It was awesome. And I don't tell anyone this. Like, I've never said anything about this to anyone before. Like, my mom didn't even know. Because, again, this happened at her house. Um, she lived with her grandfather, and her grandfather didn't notice much. He just sat and watched the TV. So, like, we'd go in the house, go into her room, I'd get changed, and then we'd just walk out the front door and go to the mall. Um, Thank you, Steve. Um, she was a unique person, like, really, really unique person. Like, I got to DJ her birthday party, um, and the DJ part, I was still boy. but but afterwards, after everyone left, we'd have our slumber party, and then it was back to dress up, back to just being me. And she's like, her and my friend Jess would say, I guess I could call her Jen. I could say Jen. Yeah, I could say Jen because I did call her Jen. um, um, would say, hey, like how happy I was when I was with them, and when I was myself, and not like holding back. Um, they said like I was so happy, and being myself now, I'm like, oh crap, I can see how happy I was back then and now, because I'm like, yeah, everyone sees it. Like everyone tells me, I'm way happier now than I was 3 years ago before I transitioned. Like everyone's just, they're like, I have this glow about me, and I am just super positive and happy. Um, Even when things are hard and rough, I'm still this like shining sparkle of light. Um, but it's just, along the lines why I chose my name Sparkle is because, yeah, a big fire can start with a little spark. So my happiness will always just come from the little spark of joy in my heart where I'm being myself. And so that fuels the spark to my joy and my happiness. Um, but yeah, that was also the time I was like, what the hell? Women's underwear is way more comfortable. It felt so much better. And women's jeans, I was like, felt so much better. It was way more comfortable. I actually had her jeans up until a little bit after I got married. Like I had that pair of jeans for the longest time. It was Levi's size 6, and I've had it since 1999, all the way till like um, roughly I'd say 2015, about. When I finally was like, these are worn out. I need to get rid of them. And that's when I finally got rid of them. I've had those pants, those jeans forever, and they were Allison's pants. Like she gave them to me. We swapped pants. I I took those and she had mine. And she thought men's jeans were more comfortable, and I was like, dude, these are freaking awesome. They feel great. I loved her jeans. I thought they felt amazing. I got some of my Levi's size 6, my first pair of women's jeans. And it's so crazy because like we have had this relationship. We never had like any kind of like sexual um, interaction. Like never had any kind of like we kissed, but almost like best friends kissing after a point. Wasn't like being in a relationship. Um, so I had, so disturbingly enough, I had the jeans and a pair of her underwear that I would wear almost daily. Almost. Not really, but I wore a lot. Um, and then after that, I predominantly bought only women's underwear. When my ex met me and she saw the underwear I was wearing, she's like, are those women's underwear? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why do you have those? I was like, they're more comfortable. I was like, crap, I didn't change underwear. Shit. Um, and it was a thong. And so, like, well, they make men's thongs too, but they were Victoria's Secrets, so I couldn't really hide that. But they're so comfortable. Um, and then, like, her family would just say that I was gay. And I was like, I'm not gay. It's deeper than that, but I'm not gay at all. Um, I've never, ever, ever, ever identified as gay. Um, Still don't identify as gay. I identify as lesbian still. I've been identifying as lesbian since high school, and that was my little cue to people um, that I was internally female woman. And some people noticed and understood and let me just be me. And like, but my best friend who I had at the time and his dad um, were not okay with the trans community because um, I still didn't fully understand what trans was, but they would always make fun of the trans people. And like the Tu Wong Fu Julie Newmar movie, um, like they're predominantly just drag queens in that movie, but I think John Leguizamo's character is a trans woman. But they were like sort of make fun of it. Like they love the movie, but they would just make fun of it still. And of course, the Ace Ventura thing, I didn't get it at all. I totally missed the whole thing until like 2 years later. I'm like, ah, that's what's going on in the movie. I didn't realize that that she was trans. I just thought she was just being manipulative, to to cheat the system to be able to um, commit the crime. Um, and so like, yeah, I totally missed that. I didn't get that, and yeah, um, in elementary school, I wanted to get earrings, and my mom's like, "No, you can't get earrings. Only girls get earrings." And I was like, "That's the point, Mom. Why?" She's like, "You can get one earring." I'm like, "No, you can't get one." So she did my first earring. She pierced my ear, and I, like weeks later, went behind her back and pierced some by myself, so it'd be like even. And then I did a third one up here too. I did the third one, so I pierced my ears twice. But my mom did the first one. Um, and then like I wanted to grow my hair long. That wasn't allowed. I couldn't do that. So my sophomore year of high school, I started growing my hair long, and I started wearing more feminine clothing, and I got picked on a lot for it, and so I stopped. Um, I almost like came out my sophomore year of high school, almost. Um, it's really close. I was buying a lot of like feminine like clothes. Um, that's when I started buying more like of the form-fitting jeans and form-fitting pants, and then I grew my hair longer, and I had eyeliner all the time, and like would have like a base of makeup and lipstick. Um, and at the time, most people just looked at it as a type of emo grunge look. Um, even though like I was really clean. And then my junior year came through, and I was like, okay, I'm. They don't really like that so much, and I had a lot of friends. So like in all cliques in the school. So like every clique knew me, and every clique like liked me. Um, so instead of being more feminine clothing, I just went more um, professional looking. And so I just started wearing slacks and polo shirts, um, just looking classy kind of thing. Um, and then with the makeup and such. And yeah, and then I got my first job working at City Hall, and then I was in a ska band, and I loved doing the ska band stuff because that was my opportunity to wear whatever the hell I wanted to. And so like there was a moment where I wore a skirt um, for one of the performances, and that was funny. There was a lot of moments where I was myself in high school. There was some moments where I just let myself be. Um, so there was lovely little moments. And so today, I am extremely proud of like who I am and where I've come during my journey. Um, so far, like everything's all natural. I've not had any surgery, and I don't plan on having any surgery, with the exception of vaginoplasty, um, which I can officially uh, put in a request for now, since I've been on hormones for 2 years. Um, so I'm going to move to California so I can get my surgery done. Because in Nevada, um, the insurance I have, they don't accept my insurance. Although, hmm, although I might be able to use my insurance from work. I totally forgot. I might be able to stay. Because Dr. Brocious is freaking amazing. Like, the best at what he does. I've seen the work. It's freaking amazing. Peppers. So that's a little bit of my past and my history. There are some other stories I will save for another time. But happy Pride Month. Do you share your pride? No. I'll be back in Vegas tomorrow. The live will be late because I'll be working at 2 o'clock. So the 2 p.m. show will be a little late tomorrow. Let's see. Well, I work 4 to 4-ish. Or 5 to 4. So yeah, so the show would be a little late tomorrow. No, no seeds, no seeds. So yummy. Twitchy eye. A little spicy. How you guys doing? The viewer count has been down lately. I don't know why it's been down. No Romano? No Venus, no Romano. Like my moderator's not even here. Oh. Well, thank you guys for joining me on my story. A little bit of history of my transition and knowing who I was early on. I've always known. It's not something that's just popped out of nowhere. I just chose to wait because I couldn't deal with the name calling and the bigotry when I was younger. Now I can handle it as a much older adult. I just couldn't handle it in high school. So remember, guys, keep that spark of kindness in your heart. Give someone a compliment, anyone a compliment, any little compliment will do. Not only does it bring joy to their heart, it also brings joy to your heart as well. Get a minimum of 12 hugs in each and every day. Getting those hugs and feeling those hugs and having that physical touch helps build self-worth and self-confidence in yourself and in your inner circle, helping them know that they are loved. And don't be afraid to tell your loved ones that you care about them. Don't be afraid to tell me that you love them. You don't know when that moment might be the last moment you see them. So swallow your pride if you're in an argument. Tell them I'm still upset with you, but I love you. Tell them that you care. And most importantly, tell yourself that you love yourself. So each and every day, look in the mirror, look into your left eye, and say, I love you. I'm Gigi Sparkle, the transgender goddess of happiness, and I'm sparking out. Bye. Remember, guys, that join me on TikTok. Generally, TikTok's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. YouTube here is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so daily at 2 p.m. And I'm off on Saturdays. Saturdays, I don't do shows on Saturdays. So it's generally my time off to refocus, rewrite things, and blah, 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 blah. So if you don't catch me on Saturday, it's because I'm not here. But do catch me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, Saturday, Sunday. Do catch me Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, no Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And join me on TikTok at Gigi Sparkle LUV, Gigi Sparkle Love. You join me on TikTok as well at Gigi Sparkle LUV, Gigi Sparkle Love. Thank you guys for joining. We'll keep talking about the Pride Month and why we celebrate Pride and why I celebrate Pride. All right. Take care, guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.